Well, started taking the boat apart. Got to replace the floor in it, and it's a pain in the butt. So far I've got most of the hardware off. Got a couple pieces of the actual wood off. Still working on some back hatches. I've got to remove the console so I can get the wood from underneath it. My problem is screws have all rusted in and the heads have broken off, and I don't know what they're made with, but I've tried carbide tipped drill bits and I can't drill through them. So, not sure what I'm going to do. I may just have to hole drill around where the screws are and peel up the plywood and then chip away at that until I get at the screw. That's a pain in the ass, but that's really slowing me down. And the other fear is the Orange King down south and his tariffs are going to increase the price of aluminum, even in Canada. So I'm a little worried, since I want to replace this with aluminum diamond plate, that that's going to get really expensive. Stay tuned. Well, we've resorted to grinding the heads off the screws. Because they're so rusted, they're really hard to find. Anyway, so we've got it sort of coming. I just keep finding the last couple. What a pain in the ass. Chew the head off, and then we'll see if we can pry her up. Oh, there we go. Well, that was hell. Huh. Like 25 grinder heads later, I got it off. Woo. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Need to make a box to hold batteries up there, because that's where the batteries are going to go in the new boat. And get them out of there, put them up there where the electric is. And I might try and move this. We'll see. But first, I gotta disconnect it. Whew. This is the procedure for all 30-ish screws I had to grind the head off of. PETA. But it does come out eventually. Well, getting closer. It's actually pretty well structured. It's a welded aluminum frame, which is nice. Dirty as hell underneath there. I gotta vacuum it out. And a few mice living in it. I did grind some of the bolt heads off the back, but I don't want to get anything on the uncle's car, so we're going to wait to finish that up. And I'm also a little worried because that's the gas tank and I'm throwing all kinds of sparks on it, so maybe I'll get some towels to put over that. Not to mention the gas vent is right there. That. So, yeah, could be a little dangerous. I don't really want to go boom. My next issue is undoing the steering linkage so I can take this off, and I've been trying, but I don't know if it's bright enough in here for you to see anything. Nah, you can't. But there's a spot up there. It's supposed to stick a pin and pull on it. It's supposed to come out, but it's not working yet. I may need someone to slowly turn the steering wheel while I do that, maybe. And then I gotta disconnect the throttle and ignition cables so I can feed all that through to get it out of the way so I can take all that wood off. Holy shit, this is a project. Anyway, woohoo! Okay, this bolt is holding this whole piece on. I don't know how the hell they got in there to do it, because this hole is not big enough for my hand, and there's no other access to it. So I'm a bit of a loss of how the hell they got that in there. But I'm gonna have to bring my hole saw and drill a hole. It's big enough for my hand and a wrench to go through and take that off. Oh well, trials and tribulations. It's messy, but I gotta clean it up. But at least I've got a couple of pieces off. Use them as templates. I got some changes I want to make though. Ideally, I'd like to move this live well because these holes are where the seats are in the front, and when I'm guiding, I constantly have to have my clients move their feet to get minnows that I keep in the live well. Ideally, I'd like to move the live well either to the back where the gas tank is or to this side, and maybe put the gas tank up here. I don't know. But I also want to move, I want to put a bin up here and move my electric motor batteries up here. I think I might buy 2 lithium batteries. And I'm going to brace this across here, put a bin in, do it up, and then have my cover for it. And then I can have the electric up here. I was storing life jackets in here, but they get wet as hell. Plus it was all carpet. I pulled that out and the carpet just holds the water. Ideally in the console is where the 2 batteries are now. So I move them out of there and put them here. I can put the life jackets in there. Well, they will stay dry. So that would be a plus. So the question is whether I can move that gas tank up to the front. I think I probably can. And just have one long gas line to the motor. The other thing I want to do is I want to make this about 6 inches longer, move the seats forward, which will lose a little bit of seating, but instead of that seating here, I can put a pedestal seat here and a pedestal seat on the far side, and that will let me seat 4 clients with their own seat fishing. And these bins, I'm going to make the lids smaller on these bins, and I'm going to orient them facing 90 degrees further and opening this way. And I think I'm going to get a little different lids that are a little bit smaller. I'll keep the bin inside the same size, but a smaller lid that's hopefully more waterproof. These aren't waterproof at all, and these bins fill with water. Right now, this is actually my starter battery. And it's always wet, and all my electrical just gets wet and corrodes, and that's kind of shitty. So I'd like to be able to turn that. I just have to make it big enough to put the battery in, or relocate the battery possibly to that bin. I don't know. A lot of relocating going on. Well, that's the joy of tearing your boat to shreds.